Squarespace finally made a huge update within the last few months, which is now allowing you to do custom animations without having to code. If you've used Squarespace for a while, you know how tedious it was to go in and add custom code for every little small thing that you wanted to do, whether that was rotating text, rotating images, adding text effects, anything like that. So in this video, I'm going to show you some fun ways to level up your Squarespace website now using some of their built-in features. Okay, first up, we have this very subtle moving text effect, and this is basically allowing your text to kind of slide in on itself as you scroll down the page. This is super easy to do, and there's so many possibilities that you could do with this effect. So let me show you how easy it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove these. You're just gonna go in and add in your text block. Now for me, I'm going to also add in that highlight background effect that you just saw, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add that in, and then I'm gonna change this to heading 2, make that bigger, and then also change this text to black. Once you have your text, just click on it once, click on the pencil icon. This is going to bring up this panel, which now has a few different options than it did before. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate these just a little bit. I'm gonna do -10 for this one, 8 or so for this one, just so that way they are crossing each other. And then click on that again, go into your animation panel, click on this, and then you're gonna go over into the on scroll section. You're gonna click on the parallax. That's gonna allow you to see a preview of what that's gonna look like. I'm gonna click on edit, and then here's where you can customize your effect. So I personally don't want this rotated too much, so I'm gonna lower this down to 10, and then I'm gonna go ahead and preview that. That looks good. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for that other body of text. So go on over to the on scroll, click on the parallax, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove this negative offset down here. And then I'm also going to make this to 8. And then if we go to preview this, now you'll see that as you scroll down, your texts will go onto each other and they will cross. Next up, we have spinning images. Now, I love a good rotating image. I love to add these for little illustrations, buttons, like anything that just needs some movement. And in the past, you would have to actually go in and add a custom CSS section in order to target that element. You don't have to do that anymore, thank God. So once you have your shape or your image, whatever you want to rotate, import it into that section, click on that pencil icon and then go to animation, click on this again, and then go on over to loop. Then you'll just see the spin icon, and then this is where you're going to be able to customize it. So you can have it rotate a full 360 degrees, you can do it 180, whatever you want to do, you can really customize that. And if you go over here, you have the option to change in your timing. So if you want this to spin faster or slower, you can adjust the duration, you can have it be delayed. There's a lot of different options. You can play around with it and see what looks the best for yours. Next up, we have button animations, which again, this is something that you would have to go in and code if you wanted to have any sort of movement or any sort of animation on your buttons. And this is so good, especially if you're using these on a landing page, a sales page, anywhere where you really want to grab people's attention in order to get them to click. Click on the animation, and there's so many different ways that you could customize this. For hover, you could have this grow when they hover over that. You can have it lift, you can have it kind of tilt a little bit, jump, squish, jitter. I personally like using the loop option and then having it as the hop, because I feel like this is just a continuous way to get someone's attention while they're on that section of the page. And as you can see, some of these you really wouldn't want to use for every single element. I think in the future, Squarespace is probably going to add in some more animations, which would be amazing. But you really want to be mindful of how you're actually using these. So for example, you probably wouldn't want to use the spin for a button. I mean, you do you, if that's your vibe, you can do that. Also have some options for on press. So when someone actually clicks on the button, you can have it lift, you can have it tilt, you can have it grow, jump, squish, jitter. Pretty much the same as the other ones. And then also on up here, you can have these drop down, you can have it slide up, you can have it reveal. So there's really so many different ways that you can use this option for your buttons. Personally, I really like that bouncing one. I feel like it's very subtle, but it also still grabs their attention right away. Next up, we have this sliding text effect. And this is so amazing to have because I edit on Showit and Wix as well. And it has been so easy to add text effects onto those platforms platforms. So the fact that Squarespace finally added this is such a big game changer for my design without having to go in and add code for every single thing. So go ahead and click on the plus, and then I'm gonna go into the on scroll section again, click on move, and you're gonna see that preview of what that's gonna look like. So I'm gonna leave that one as is for now, and then go on to the other body of text, go ahead and do the same exact thing, but I'm going to make this opposite. So instead of -200, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that. And then if you preview that, it will go ahead and switch from the other side. And then that's pretty much it. It's super easy. And then you'll see that when you are scrolling down this page, you're gonna have these two lines of text that are gonna go ahead and meet directly in the middle. So the options for that, really, again, you can do so many different things with text and images. I'm gonna show you next how to do it with images so that way they meet while you're scrolling down the page. So here is the next section. This is gonna allow you to have two images that are going to meet in the middle. You're gonna wanna make sure that your images actually stretch the entire width of that section and that they fully meet in the middle. If you have a weird gap in the middle, it may not look right. You can obviously mess around with this to make it look however you want it to look, but make sure that those two images are touching like so. And just like what we did for the text block in the previous one, you're going to go into the animations and then go to the on scroll and do the move option. So you're gonna see that go ahead and slide right in, and then you're gonna do the opposite of that one on the other image. So go ahead and click on that, and then you're gonna make sure that that is positive 200% instead of negative 200% for the offset. And then once you go to preview this, this will allow those two images to scroll together and meet directly in the middle. Next up, we have these tilt on hover card effects. Now you can do this effect for any sort of text or images, so it doesn't have to be for this specific sort of element, but I think this is a really cool way to just, again, add some sort of movement into a section that would typically be pretty stagnant. So for this effect, you're gonna have to add the animation to the card or the shape element as well as the text block. And the easiest way to make sure that everything is the same is you'll wanna make sure that you stack your text if there are multiple different bodies of text. And the easiest way to do that is just make sure that all of your text is highlighted, and then you're just gonna go ahead and click on the stack option. So you'll see that pop up once you actually highlight all of your text, but you'll wanna make sure that all of your text is stacked in order to make sure that the effect applies to everything evenly. Now what you're gonna do is click on the shape, go back into your animations, and then go onto on hover. And then there's a few options that you can do. You can do the lift, which is basically going to kind of tilt it and bring it up, or you can do the jump option. I'm gonna do the lift option for both of these. So again, you're gonna wanna do that for the shape and then also the text block. So go on in there and then do lift. And then if I save this and go to preview, you'll notice that when we hover, it's going to allow you to have that card move. Now, is it perfect? Is it like seamless as some of the other platforms that allow you to do the same thing? Not right now, but I still think that it looks good enough for you to use on a website and still have it be really engaging. And for the most part, no one's gonna notice that the text is maybe moving a little bit behind the text box. And then next up, we have this text that falls into place as you scroll down the page. Go back into your animation sections and then go onto the on scroll section and then click on drop. I'm gonna adjust the rotation down to 20, and then I'm gonna scroll down and see how that looks. And then for the timing, I'm just gonna make sure that this is on scrolls. And then if we go to preview that, that's going to allow the text to come down from that section and just nestle in nicely with that button. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I'm really excited to start using these in my own designs, and I'm excited to see how other people use them to really level up their websites. So if you have any creative ways that you've been using it, feel free to share below. I'd love to see, and I will see you in the next video.